Welcome to another episode of Argument Saturdays, and I suppose we'll start with a movie I meant to cover last week, Encino Man, which I have to admit, I kind of feel a bit hesitant to talk about, because talking about comedies is always difficult, because comedy is not very objective, there's no real standard to judge it on, comedy is just so subjective, it's hard to judge it fairly, because what I find funny may not appeal to others. A good example of this, as I remember, was in French class back when I was still in high school, and they were showing, a travel video, and you got this guy delivering a very dry British humor joke, I suppose. He's like, we're gonna have a riveting experience while he's on the Eiffel Tower, and I was the only one in the class that actually laughed at that line, because I was the only one that actually got the joke. The Eiffel Tower has the most rivets in the world, or at least at the time it did. I don't know if that's changed. It's been 10 years since I've been in high school, but yeah, rivets, riveting, you get it? So yeah, it's one of those jokes that require you to actually know something about the Eiffel Tower to even find it funny in the first place, and that's only if you could find some appeal in, a very dry delivery of a pun there, play on words. So yeah, Encino Man just doesn't really appeal to me that much. It's just a very, I don't know, very dumb comedy film, I guess would be the best way to describe it. It's all based around Brendan Fraser basically playing the big, lovable idiot, for lack of a better term. He's playing a caveman that's been frozen for thousands of years, and he's now thawed out, and it's now the Rock Age. He's got to hang out with Pauly Shore and some other kid, and they get all kinds of situations, and all kinds of crazy stuff happens. And then, got going to school, and got a high school teacher basically teaching what would amount to something you'd probably see more in like a grade school, because schools, when it comes to movies, rarely teach at an appropriate level in my experience. So yeah, you had that going on. At least it's not as bad as LA Street Fires with the whole school thing, I suppose, where I had to believe a 40-year-old man was in high school. Yeah, that was really believable movie. Then again, the way most of the extras were, you'd assume that they're basically, is a college or something, but really, the sign outside the building said high school, so maybe they should have just cut that and they could have pretended it was a college. Though why there'd be college kids in a street gang would be beyond me. I could imagine it happens. It's just a bit unusual that, almost everyone that's in a street gang, in this part of LA apparently also goes to college. You wouldn't think most people that, run protection rackets would, be interested in higher education, for the most part, but maybe I'm wrong. So yeah, Encino Man kind of falls flat with me, but I'm not sure if that's because it's just bad or because it just doesn't work for me. I'd say it's pretty skippable, but others might get a kick out of it. Till next time, then. See ya.
¡Te dije! Si yo veo a alguien con mi mujer, lo mató.
El queso está viejo y podrido. ¿Dónde está el sanitario?